Hey there, yogis. This is Steve Chen coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the four-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for verification. Costs $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and then the videos are uploaded to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Please visit any of those platforms for practice at any time, 24/7, full access. If you're thinking about coming to in-studio classes, make sure, again, you visit the website. There's a section with instructions on how to pre-register. You do need to download the waiver and then e-sign it, and then you, when you pre-register for class through email, attach that waiver, and then you're set. So that email acts as contact tracing, so it's very important for you to make sure that you do follow the instructions to send in an email and the waiver. All right, today's class is basics. It is a level 1 practice. We go a little bit slower. I'll stick with more of the basics. So if you're new to yoga practice, welcome. If you have any kind of injuries, special conditions, or limitations, please be mindful that I'm going a little bit out of your range. You need to make some good decisions about what you should and should not do, and pull back on the things that don't work for you, and either modify it if you know how to do it, or skip it altogether and just catch up with us on the next pose when it's available for you. So always important to check in and to make some good decisions. Okay, so let's sit up tall. If you need to elevate and sit up on a block, go ahead and do that on a block, a blanket, or a towel. Also, book works. Elevation really helps with tight hips and tight lower back, so I highly recommend it if that is your issue. Palms face up. Fingers come to Jnana Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. As you ground evenly through your seat, let your shoulders broaden. Allow the spine to be in neutral position. Sitting up tall with the shoulders slightly broadening. And with the lips touching, start to regulate your breath by breathing only through your nose. And start to let your inhales even out with your exhales. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sarva Vushtan, Sarva Vushtan, Gato Piva, Yaha Smari, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Pihendraha, Suchihi. Starting to open the eyes and let the palms face up. Fingers come back to Jnana Mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side. Elongate through the left side of the neck. And chin toward the right shoulder. Release back to center, drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. And chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop the left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head in one direction, ear to one side, roll it back, opposite side, roll the center. A few more rounds at your own pace. Take the chin back to center and pause, taking the opposite direction. Come back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor on your spine. Coming off your blocks and extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Turn your toes toward each other and then roll out. Draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling. Take it back to center, switch them around. And come back to center again, cross your shins, take the opposite shin on top. Raise the arms high and extend, twist to the right on the exhale. Back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again, side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Back to center, other side. Back to center, legs forward, forward fold. Let's everyone bend the knees and keep the feet flexed. Grab the side of the shins. Re-lengthen your spine on the exhale, forward fold. I'll give you a side view. Now when you come into the forward fold, right, avoid rounding and shrugging, right? I want you to think about lengthiness and always keeping that lengthiness and coming forward only as far forward as you can manage without rounding, right? So when you come forward in this way, you're going to feel more effectively the lower back stretch, which is really what you want in the forward fold. Now, once you come forward far enough and you feel like, okay, I've run out of space, then move your feet slightly further forward, creating more space for you to go a little bit deeper. So the purpose of that is eventually full extension and come forward into the forward fold with a lengthy spine. Right, so forward folding without rounding and shrugging. Right, so this kind of forward fold really does nothing for you. What you want is lengthiness and neutral spine, hinge at the hips, and draw forward from that lengthy spine. All right, start to draw back up. Do your front view again. Draw the left heel in and the right heel back. Now take the left leg about 90 degrees. So think that the left knee lines up directly with the left hip. Move the left heel forward so that it's about parallel to front of the mat. So when you take a look at the leg, it's 90 degrees. Do the same thing with the back leg. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So you're actually sitting on the outer left hip, outer left leg. So you're going to square the torso to face over your left leg, and you're roughly lined up on front of the left leg. Right, so your left thigh. Frame your hands to either side. Lengthen through the spine. Keep that lengthiness and draw forward. Lift back up. Draw forward a little bit deeper. Come back up. This time you're going to draw forward and hold. So lean forward as far as you can with that lengthiness of the spine. And you'll notice as you keep drawing forward, outer left leg, outer left hip is getting a very nice extension. So just going to hold it here with roundedness. With lengthiness. Right? So just to test the theory so that you can feel the difference between lengthiness, right, and rounding the spine, right? I want you to just round the spine and feel what happens. Right? So that outer left leg extension and the extension to the spine and to your lower back is gone, right? As soon as you round. What if you come back, realign, keep that lengthiness, and just very mindfully start to draw forward and just keep that line. Do you feel the difference? There's so much more length through the outer left leg into the glutes. Then as you lengthen to the spine and you draw forward and hinging at the hips, now you're getting engagement of your lower back and a stretch of your lower back as well. That's the difference that you're working with. Now keep that forward fold. Now walk the right hand forward. Inhale, lengthen. Go even further forward as you crawl the right hand further forward. Then with the right hand, move it over to the left side. Take the left arm down. Inhale, lengthen. Angle your torso further to the left. Reach your right hand forward and keep lengthiness with your spine. Keep crawling the right hand forward. So now your right arm, right shoulder, and the waist on the right side is getting extension. Keep the left arm supporting. Into right hand even further. Actually, let's angle your left arm even further to left so that the torso has an opportunity to go even further to left. Let's angle it out and crawl the right hand out. All right, so now you're losing some of the stretch to your outer left hip, outer left seat, right? But you're getting more rotation into your spine. You're getting a lot of lengthiness to your right arm, right shoulder. All right, let's walk it back in. Lift back up, keep the legs as they are, and gently twist to the right. Let me rotate back forward so you can see. Take it back to center. Again, support with your hands to either side. Step the right foot down. Once you have the right foot down, move the right heel slightly further away and pivot your heel. You're going to roll onto your right heel. Okay? Roll the right knee forward. Roll the right knee back. So you're going into that hip joint. Roll forward. Roll back. Roll forward. Roll back. 2 more times. Roll forward. Roll back. Roll forward. Roll back. Stay rolling back. Plant your left palm down for support. Gently press your right thigh away and back. So you're getting more openness to the inner right thigh, more rotation into the hip joint, and more openness into the groin. And release. Take it back to center. Draw the left heel in. Swing the right leg around and intersect the right heel with the left ankle. Notice that the right feet comes off the floor. You're actually, again, sitting on the outer left leg, outer left hip. Okay? Left hand to full support, right arm is up. Inhale, lengthen, and then square the torso to face over the left leg. Reach forward, take the right hand down, and fold. In this one, let's start with roundedness. Let's start there. Now, as you round forward, take a peek to the right. Make sure that the right shin is vertical to the floor and the right knee is not falling out to the side. You want it to be vertical and engaged. Press the inside of the right foot down. Now, we're going to correct the spine a little bit. Lift the head, lift the upper back. Keep that lengthiness and see how far you can go with that lengthiness. And make your way back up. Right hand behind you. Wrap the left arm around your right knee and twist, or use your left hand to the right knee to twist. Come back to center, counter twist. Come back to center, release your right leg forward, release your left leg forward. Let's take a forward fold, arms up and fold. So again, we're working on lengthiness of the spine to make the way forward. We're going to come back with knees bending if your hamstrings are tight or your lower back is really tight. It's better for you to take the forward fold in this bent knee position. Right? So as long as you're feeling for the lower back stretch with lengthiness of the spine, that's much more important than if you extend the legs and go like this, right? This does nothing for you, right? Except furthering your poor posture because you're just rounding, right? If you bend the knees, which makes it easier for your hamstrings and your lower back, and you lift up so that you have this neutral spine, and you work very methodically to lean forward, you're going to feel immediately the chest and the shoulders and the upper back engaged and lengthening, but you're also feeling for the lower back stretch as you lean forward. Right? If that's a little bit too easy, then you move the heels forward. You go a little bit deeper. You progressively keep going until you get into a pretty good forward fold. All right, let's come back. All right, so I'm going to take the right heel to draw in, left heel to draw back. So you're going to measure out 90 degrees with your right leg. So the right knee lines up with the right hip vertically forward. And the right shin is about parallel to front of the mat. So you have 90 degrees, flex this right foot, 90 degrees with the back leg, and flex your left foot. Right? So you're going to square forward and line up over your left leg, supporting to either side. Inhale, lengthen again. That's where you always start. And with that lengthiness, hinge at the hips to draw forward about halfway. Inhale, straighten, come back up. Exhale, go forward a little bit deeper. Inhale, come up again. Exhale, go even deeper. This time you're going to hold it. Now notice as you come forward, right? The stretch through the outer right leg, outer right hip. Keep that lengthiness. Walk left hand forward. Inhale. Crawl the left hand forward. Go even deeper. Right? So keep that lengthiness of the spine. Then stay low here and walk your left hand and adjust your right hand and start to rotate to the right. Then you're going to take the right forearm down, walk your left hand even further. And if you have even more, go even further and extend. So now there's some outer right leg stretch, outer right hip stretch, but primarily it's in the rotation of your mid and lower spine. All right, start to lift back up, walk it back in, counter twist to your left. Come back to center, frame your right leg again. Lift the left knee and step the foot down. Move the heel slightly forward and pivot to that heel so that you can easily roll into your left heel. Okay? So, free up your hands. Give yourself some space. Roll the left knee forward. Roll the left knee back. Roll the left knee forward and then roll back. Roll forward. Roll back. Stay rolling back. Plant your right palm down. Gently press your left thigh away and back in space to get the stretch of the inner hips, hip crease, and into the ground. Slowly release, come back up, draw the right heel in, swing the left leg around, and then intersect the left heel with the right ankle. You're still sitting to the outer right leg, outer right hip, and the left feet comes off the floor, right? So you're tilting to the right. Support with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. Square the torso to face forward. Exhale, start to reach forward. Take the left hand down to support. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, you're going to take the first one with rounding. Then check over to left. Is your left shin about vertical to the floor? We're looking for verticality here. Now keep supporting with the right hand. Lift the head on the inhale, lengthen the spine. Crawl the left hand forward. Keep that lengthiness and see if you can fold forward with lengthiness. And gently come back up. Left hand behind you. Either wrap the right arm around the left knee and twist, or right hand around the left knee to twist. Back to center again. Counter twist. Left arm to press the inner left knee and twist to the right. Back to center again. Extend the left leg forward, extend the right leg forward. This time, let's take the feet a little bit wider. Let's say about mat twist distance. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw forward. Best of your abilities. Grab the inside of the feet, ankles, or your shin. Re-lengthen. Pull into the inner legs to draw forward. Again, think about lengthiness in your spine when you take it forward. Okay, back up. Take the feet a little bit wider. Press your left arm to the inside of the left leg. Use that resistance so that you can reach your right arm out, palm facing up and over the ear as you slide to your left. Nice and steady. Keep using your arm, pressing against the inner leg. Keep using your arm, pressing to the floor to help give you a little bit of assist in the lift as you extend. Right? The key point is to stay lengthy with your spine as well as the arm reaching out. All right. Take it back up. Switch sides. Press your right hand to inside the right leg. Using that resistance, extend the left arm out. Palm face up, and then as you go overhead, slide over to the right. Keep using the resistance of the right hand to the inside the right leg. Keep extending through a lengthy left arm. Take it back up. Hands to either side of you, and then turn the fingertips outwardly. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw forward about halfway. Again, try to keep that lengthiness of the spine, right? As soon as you start rounding, then you're losing all of the effects, right? So then come back up, lengthen. Feel like you're even broadening your shoulders by drawing your shoulders back. Feel that openness. Lead forward with your heart center. And only come forward about halfway. I want you to feel the beginning of the stretch of the hamstrings, inner thighs, hip crease, and the groin, as well as the engagement of your lower back and the extension of the spine. All right, take it back up. Keep the legs as they are. Left hand behind you. Right arm forward. Bend your right elbow. Right fingertips are soft. Draw the right arm back. Twist your left. Draw the right arm back. Twist your left. Draw the right arm back. Twist your left. Stay twisting. Extend the arm out and see by leading with your fingertips out, can you go further into the twist? Take it back to center. Other side. Right hand behind you. Left arm forward. Bend your left elbow. Left fingertips are soft. Draw the left elbow back. Exhale, twist to the right. Draw the left elbow back. Twist to the right. Draw back. And twist. Stay twisting. Once you have the rotation, extend the arm out and see by reaching out, can you go deeper into your twist? Square back to center, hands supporting. If you can go even wider, take even wider. All right? And square the torso over your left leg the best you can. Left hand down, right arm up, and lean forward. Grab the foot, ankles or your shins, and forward fold. Now, if this is too much for you, and it's forcing you to round, or you can't grab comfortably, then take the hands to either side. Support with your hands and square the torso, using your hands as resistance. Lengthen. Keep that lengthiness of the spine and reach forward. Then you can always adjust your hands. Re-lengthen and deepen. Adjust. Lengthen and deepen. Once you have that, maybe now you can grab the foot and fold. Right? So wherever you end up here, the process is support, rotate, fold. Deepen, walking your hands, support, lengthen, fold. And we just keep working progressively until you get to a point where you can reach a foot and you grab. Walk it back in, other side. So if you're easy to grab the foot, right hand to the floor, left arm up, hinge forward, grab the foot, and deepen. If you're going progressively, hands to either side, lengthen, square, deepen in the fold. So you're hinging at the hips, right? Keeping the spine straight as you draw forward. Adjust your hands a little bit deeper. Lengthen, fold. Lengthen, fold, and grab the inside of the foot. Right, you can also grab the outside of the foot if that helps you to rotate to square over the right leg even more. So either is fine. And so the thing that I want you to always walk away with in these forward folds is lengthiness of the spine. Have the discipline of avoiding this by always thinking lengthiness, even if you can only stay up a little higher. If you stay here and work on folding here, in time you will gain the flexibility to work a little bit deeper, right? But if all you do is round, and even though it appears that you're going deeper, you're really not doing anything, right? Productive. You're just rounding and grabbing, right? You're not actually creating flexibility. But if you work here, square, lengthen it, and this is your maximum today, look at how much more progress you can make if you can maintain the integrity of that, right? That's how you create flexibility. All right, make your way back up. With your hands to your inner thigh supporting, pull up so they can bend the knees and take the soles of feet together. Move your feet slightly forward, keeping the knees bent. Grab the inner feet or thread the arms underneath, right? And then you can round spine. Now, in this forward fold, you can round the spine. Right? The design of this pose is to let your back release. So go easy in this one. It's perfectly fine in this one. This is a release as opposed to the real point of a stretch. All right, coming back up. Pivot to your heels again. Step the feet to the heels to the floor with your feet separated. Support with your hands. You can even lean back slightly, right? But when you lean back, try not to collapse. But instead, when you lean back, it's with the purpose of lengthiness and support. Then Windshield wiper your knees side to side, and this is just to give your hips a little bit of mobility, your lower back a little bit of mobility. All right. Next time you draw your knees over to the right, let the feet come down, and then swing the legs back behind you, and pedal out the legs, walking it out side to side, down dog. All right, come back to stillness. Inhale, right heel up, three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands, back heel comes down for support. Now, check your alignment. Right toes should be pointing straight forward, which means the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Then you want the front knee lunging over the heel with the vertical line. If you need the assist of your hands to top of the thighs to help you lift, then take it up. If you don't, then you can just press your foot to the floor to lift and take it into warrior one here, arms up. You want to ground the back heel down at an angle, keep the back leg extended. Square the hips forward, square the torso forward. Arms, if you can, to either side of the ears. If that's a little bit tight for your shoulders, you can angle the arms forward. You can also take the arms a little bit wider, right? It all depends on your mobility of your shoulders. This is your warrior one. Open it up for warrior two. So it's the hips that rotate, right? But the right leg does not change position, right? Keep the right knee lined up over the heel. You should be able to see the inside of the foot and the toes still pointing forward. Arms are parallel, reaching opposite directions and looking past the right fingertips. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Right arm up and back, and support the left hand to the left leg. Side angle, you can modify with the right arm to top of the right leg, stack your shoulders, raise your left arm up. So this is a little bit easier for those of you with tight hips, tight lower back, tight hamstrings. Or you can take the right hand directly to the floor, left arm up. So this requires a little bit more ability to open into the hip. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Come back up to center, lengthen out the right leg for triangle. Tip the left hip slightly back in space as you reach your right arm forward. Then take the right hand to top of the shins. If you're less flexible, you're going to stay a little higher. If you have a little bit more range, go a little bit lower. And of course, if you have the full range, right hand down. And everyone with the left arm up, this is triangle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse triangle. So for those of you who have tight hamstrings, it may have been quite difficult to come up, right? So to keep the safety of the front hamstrings, right, from this position or this position, bend the knee slightly so that when you press your foot down and put pressure onto your foot to lift up, you're not overstraining the hamstrings to take the torso up in space, right? When you keep the leg extended and you have weaker or less flexible hamstrings, you put yourself in a vulnerable position to strain something to come up, right? Because you have to lift all this weight to lift up. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank, and let's lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. We'll take 3 progressive cobras. Hands alongside the rib cage, lift up baby cobra. So your belly and your lower ribs stay on the floor as you draw the elbows back, engage in the upper back. On the exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little higher. So this time your belly and your ribs away from the floor and your elbows are still deeply bent. So you're coming up a little higher on your back bend. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Now to the best of your ability, lengthen out the arms. This is your cobra pose. Now if it's too much to lengthen your arms fully, keep the elbows bent, right? So only come up as high as you can manage your back bend. And start to release, bend the elbows, lower all the way down, and then shift back to your child's pose. Lift up to take the seat toward the heels and fold forward. Press strongly into your hands to shift the weight further back, letting the head release. lift back up to down dog. Inhale, left heel up, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward between your hands, back heel comes down. So check that the left toes point straight forward, which again means the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Left knee lines up over the heel. So try not to let the left knee go too far forward or too far back. You want it to line up directly over the heel, vertical line. You can always use your hands to help the thighs to help you lift up. Ground the back heel down, full extension of the back legs, square the hips and the torso forward, arms up, arms can go straight up, arms can go slightly forward or even wider if you need it, right? So that all depends on your mobility of the shoulders. Open it up for warrior two, arms are parallel, reaching front and back. Check your front knee again. It should still be directly over the heel and you should be able to see the inside of the foot. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, left arm up and back. And then side angle, left arm to top left leg if you're modifying, or take the left hand directly to the floor and right arm straight up. Inhale, take the back up, warrior two, lengthen out the left leg, triangle, tip the right hip back, reach left hand forward, left hand to top the shins, a little higher if you need it, a little bit lower if you have more range, or the hand directly to the floor if you can, right arm straight up. Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle. So again, when you come up, if you feel vulnerable in the hamstrings, right, keep the left knee slightly bending as you come up. That will reduce the pull to your hamstrings. And as you come up, you can always then re-straighten the left leg, right? So you're much easier to take the extension when you're higher up. All right, bend the front knee, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back. And again, lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the hands alongside the rib cage. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. So your belly and your lower ribs still on the floor, elbows drawn back. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Belly and ribs away from the floor, but the elbows are still deeply bent. Exhale, lower arms all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. Fullest extension of the arms as you have it. All right, you can always keep a slight bending of the elbows. And take it all the way down and slide it back to child's pose. Use the assist of your hands, pressing strongly against your mat for traction, and really draw the seat toward the heels as you stretch your lower back and then fold. And it's so easy for us to start folding before we get to the deepest stretch, right? Because if you start rounding, then you're not getting as much of the seat toward the heels and you're really high up. And yes, it's very easy, very nice to be here, right? But are you getting any stretch? You're really not. So if you press your hands into the floor and get the seat as close to the heels first, now you're stretching your quads, your knees, your shins, tops of the feet. And then as you draw the seat toward the heels and you come forward, now you're adding a really nice lower back stretch. I feel the difference when you press your hands down and use that resistance. Right? Much stronger, much more noticeable with that stretch to your lower back and your glutes. All right, make your way back up, down, up. Inhale, right heel up. Step the right foot forward, warrior one. All right, so same alignment, right toes forward, right knee over the right heel, ground to the back heel. Let's twist. Right hand behind you. Draw the right shoulder back, left arm forward. Inhale here. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, square back to center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, square center. Exhale, twist right. Stay twisting. Lean the torso forward. Bend the left elbow and hook the arm to outer right leg. And use that resistance to push against the knee and rotate deeper to the right, a twisted lunge. Square back to center, come up and around, warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg, turn the right toes to the left side. All right? You're going to organize your feet. Take a look at your feet. You're looking for symmetry between your left and your right side. But you do want to turn your toes in ever so slightly. When you turn your toes in and the feet are a little bit wider, you get deeper extensions to the outer leg. Right? So you want to test this out. Go into your pigeon toe position. What does that feel like to your hip flexors, to your outer legs? Right? So check into that. Then contrast that. Turn your toes out. What do you feel? Nothing. Right? That's the difference. Turn the toes in to get the outer extension. Right? Hands to the hips. Lift up for the back bend. Take it up to vertical. Bend the knees ever so slightly. Hinge at the hips. So remind yourself, straighter spine, straighter spine, straighter spine. Then reach hands to the floor. Re-lengthen your spine because chances are you've already rounded a little bit. Re-lengthen. Then on the exhale, lengthen out the legs a little bit more. Bend at the elbows. Keep the lengthiness of the spine. Hinging at the hips to take it forward. Stopping at the point where you start to round your spine. Re-establish your balance and your lengthiness. And then be more methodical for the rest of the way into the forward fold. Keep the hands supporting. Let the head release. You may stay in the forward fold here with your hands on the floor, onto a block if you need. Or if you want to go deeper, you can take yogic toe lock. Middle index fingers, grab hold of the big toe. And then with that, pull against your big toes for resistance to fold forward more deeply. Alternatively, rather than grabbing the toes, you grab the heels, right? The outer ankles and the heels. And pull in. And of course, you can always keep a slight bending of the knees if you feel vulnerable in your hamstrings. And of course, you don't need to take the yogic toe lock of the hands to the heels. Your hands can always stay on the floor. Now, if you're less flexible, you might be a little higher, right? That is fine. Right? Keep your hands supporting, maybe on your fingertips, and keep the crown of the head reaching forward. So you want lengthiness of the spine. And then in time, you're going to keep that lengthiness, bend at the elbows, and hinge a little bit deeper. Take a few breaths there, and then just keep working progressively with that technique of using the lengthiness of the spine and hinging at the hips to take it forward. All right, let's break. Hands supporting. Bend the knees again. Let the feet drop a little bit. Shift your weight back toward your heels. When you think about coming up, lift the head, lift the upper back so you're coming through a straighter spine. Use the strength of the legs to carry you up for Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back, lower all the way down to the belly. Now this time when we take the back bend, you have a choice. If you have props like a block or blanket, fantastic. If you don't, you're just going to work with your fingertips reaching back, lifting your chest, lifting the upper back, lifting your feet, and then lifting your hands. So this is your Shalabhasana, your locust. Now, if you have the advantage of a block, it is wonderful to use your block. If the block is too firm for your ribs and your belly, then you can take a little bit of cushioning with your blanket. This is a beautiful, fantastic setup. Okay? This is going to give you some cushioning, and your back bend will be amazing. It's going to feel really good. All right? So, and support with your hands. And lean the belly and the ribs to the edge of the block. So that this wedging of that block to your torso gives you a very nice way to take a back bend. Now you can start with your hands to the floor and lift the upper back and take this back bend. Once you're nice and settled in, you can reach arms back. All right? So this is a very nice way to take a similar back bend, except you're not struggling to lift up. You're already being lifted up by the wedge of the block to your ribs, right? This is now all just a really productive, really efficient back bend. Right? I can stay here in this back bend and feel for that the arching of the spine for a longer period of time because I'm not fighting to lift up, right, muscularly. I'm just reaching back, and this is a really great way to open up the front body and take this back down. And for those of you who weren't doing it this way, you probably came out of the pose a long time ago, right? Because you were struggling to lift. All right, let's come back. Lift back up to child's pose. Gently take the seat toward the heels and fold forward. Now this time, let's stick the hands in a little bit, your arms in a little bit. Let's take 2 fists with your hands, stack them one over the other, and then rest your forehead on top of the fist. Right, so this slightly higher position actually feels really nice. This also gives you the opportunity to sit toward the heels a little bit more. So you're getting that openness into the hips and to your lower back. And start to release. Down dog. Inhale. Left heel up. Step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Wrap the left arm back behind you. Retract your left shoulder back, right arm forward. Inhale here. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Stay twisting here. Bend the elbow, lean the torso forward, and hook the right arm to our left leg, and deepen that twist. Inhale, take it up and around. Warrior two, lengthen out the left leg. Turn the left toes to the right side. So again, let's organize your feet, making sure that they are symmetrical. The toes are slightly turned in, so slightly pigeon toes, so you get deeper extension to the outer legs. Hands to the hips, lift up and draw back with a back bend. Come back to neutral. Slight bending of the knees of your knee fit. And then with the lengthy spine, hinge at the hips, take it forward, let the hands come down for support. Inhale, re-lengthen your spine, also lengthen out the legs. On the exhale, hinge at the hips and gently start to take it forward. But always be mindful that any forward fold, whether you're standing, seated, or upside down, you're looking for lengthening through your spine as you come into the pose. And then if you took any additional variations, yogic toe lock, grabbing the heels, turning your hands back and forward folding, any of those are good options. Always straighten your legs as much as you feel comfortable with, right? Sometimes in this position, if your hamstrings are really tight, right? If you push too hard, you feel strained. Try to avoid that. I don't like the idea of straining just to get a stretch, right? I'd rather work productively and just take a little bit longer, right? If you work with patience and you work with a productive and safe way to come into something, it's just going to help you so much more effectively to avoid injury, right? All right, let's start to break with the hands supporting. Bend at the knees and let the feet drop a little bit. Lift the head and the upper back and through that straighter spine. Use the strength of the legs to carry you up for warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor, left foot stepping back. And again, lower all the way down to the belly. All right, this time we're going to bend the knees. Grab the feet. And then on the inhale, lift the head, lift the upper back, kick your feet up, lift your thighs. So taking your bow pose. Now again, for those of you who are able to take your blocks, And your blankets, same thing. Wedging the block and the blanket to your lower ribs. Bend at the knees. Grab the feet and kick back. Right, so I'm getting a really nice deep back bend here. Shoulder opener, right? But I'm not struggling to lift. I'm already being lifted by the block, right? Now I'm just concentrating on the back bend. So wonderful. I highly recommend it. You don't have to have a block. You can have a book, right? You can have thicker blankets. Right? Blankets are a little bit firmer, right? Or pillows, right? Anything to wedge in so that with this wedge, it's helping you to lift. All right, let's start to break. Child's pose. Lift back up, and then gently draw the feet toward the heels. This time, again, draw your arms in a little bit and make your fists, but switch arm position. The other fist on top this time. And rest your forehead on top of the fists. Start to release. Draw back up. Take the feet down. Extend the legs forward. Seated spinal twist. Keep the left leg extended. Step the right foot over. Keep the right foot flat. Right hand behind you. Left arm up. Twist to the right. Inhale. Take it back to center. Counter twist to the left. Back to center. Switch legs. Right leg forward. Step the left foot over. Left hand behind you. Right arm up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to center again. Legs forward, using hands to support, lower arm to your back. Bend your knees, walk your feet in. Separate your feet about hips width. With your fingertips, feel for the back of the heel. When you can feel for the back of the heels, then you've set up the feet in the correct position. And press your palms down, lift the feet. So now you have a supported back bend. If you want to go deeper, walk your hands to make a fist, and then shift to one shoulder, walk the other shoulder in, shift to the other shoulder, walk the other shoulder in. Right? So you're walking the shoulders in, so you can stand on top of your shoulders, pressing to the back of the head, back of the arms, and the feet. Lift up even higher, deepening that back bend. Shifting the weight toward your shoulders, so it feels almost like a shoulder span to some degree. This is your bridge pose. Begin to release, lower all the way down. Then hug the knees in. Happy baby. Thread your arms through your inner knees to grab the outer feet. Your feet are flexed. Let the feet be wide, let the knees be wide. So as you actively push your feet up with your legs, pull the feet down with your hands. So the legs are working to push up, the arms are working to pull down. So there's an oppositional force of push and pull, and then you should feel really nice to the hips here. And then you should be looking to flatten your entire back. So that starts from the head, upper back, mid-back, lower back, all flattening towards the floor as you take this happy baby. Start to release. Keep the left knee in. Extend the right leg out. Recline twisting. Left arm out to a T, and then twist to the right. Take it back to center. Switch legs, switch arms, and twist the other direction. Take it back to center. Hug both knees in again, just to even things out. And when you're ready, step the feet to the floor, slide the legs forward, Shavasana, relaxation. Begin to draw the breath back in. And start to move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, stretching opposite directions, and then rolling over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnecting to an even seat, lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Inhale for Om. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing the practice. Now come up. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I appreciate your time. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule, as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment, and my handle is Simha Yoga Lab. And the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for verification, is 8096. Costs are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please do the best you can. I'm streaming on Instagram and on Facebook, and I am then uploading those same videos to my YouTube channel, Simha Yoga Lab. Visit any of those platforms for 24-hour access. Anytime you want, you can practice. If you're thinking about coming to the yoga studio for in-studio practice, go to my website, simhayoga.com. There is a section for instructions on how to pre-register. You just need to download the waiver, e-sign it, which is just typing in your name and your telephone number, and save that file. And then when you pre-register, you send me an email and you attach that waiver, right? Very important to attach our waiver for liability. And then on the subject line, just put your full name, the date of the class you want to take, and the time you want to take, and just email me. Then I'll check and see if I have space for you, and I'll email you back confirming. That's all. All All right, so make sure you save that waiver, and you want to reauthorize, and every time you come in, send me that same waiver. It's important just to do that. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Be well, take care. I'll see you soon.